Hey everybody, again just popping up a quick time lapse as mentioned in the previous video. This footage is also from the same memory card. I'm not sure if I had a memory card issue or a camera issue or an import issue. I've since reformatted that card so I can't recover any of my footage, so this one is even shorter and had even more corrupt files, but that's okay. You're going to get the gist of it. Originally I was going to build more of a full kind of cabinet and put it inside of the structure here. I decided against that. I didn't want to waste a bunch of material. Again, this is not a forever bench. This is the not so perfect bench so that I have a flat top I can assemble and do some work on. I have cut the top down. It's just over 3 feet by 6 feet. I think it's 3 foot 2 inches or something like that, and 6 foot 3 inches or something like that. So it's about 1.5 inches overhang on every side. I have had some additional movement, or when I glued it together, it wasn't clamped appropriately. So this closer side on the camera is actually a little bit larger as far as width, only by 1/4 inch or so, maybe 3/8. So my top's not going to be exactly perfect. I have not really made a decision yet if I will be putting my router table into this workbench so that I have a better workspace, or if I'll build a separate cart for that. Where I was standing right there is my thought process of potentially putting the router built in there. I don't know what I was doing right there, but yeah, building in the router right there and doing some storage, a drawer underneath, and then 2 vertical pullouts potentially for the bit storage. Here I'm just gonna get a platform, and this is where I noticed that it's actually not perfect on that side right there, where there's a little bit of a growth for either my measurements, like I said, or I didn't clamp something, or I had something a little longer. Doesn't really matter. The top is flat, it is level, and it's really nice to not have to work on the ground as I'm working on this. I have used it a couple of times on some other pieces. Cut and trim and stuff like that. I don't have a table saw, and I don't have a miter saw, so I end up using my track saw for a lot of small cuts. Some people get a little crazy about that and think it's a terrible idea, but honestly, if you're careful and you just think about your cuts ahead of time, it works just fine. I think in the future I'd like to get the Craig table system, which seems to be pretty good for smaller cuts, to make it easier. I don't know, if I'm really gonna get a miter or a table saw anytime soon. Yeah, so I get that bottom platform in there. You'll see me start to cut some small bottom. This is all 3/4 inch plywood that I'm using. Just basic stuff from Home Depot. I didn't use any of my fancy ply here, but I do have the Milwaukee pack-out system, and so I'm cutting the bottoms that the Milwaukee tray will actually sit on. In this video, I end up actually attaching sides to it, but I realized I was really losing, an extra 1.5 inches for a little bit, and didn't really find it necessary to do that. So I'll end up removing them. I do that off camera, and all that footage is gone, but you'll see it in the very final clip. I had to go back outside just to get a good clip of you guys seeing it. So it's a terrible lighting. It's at night, but you'll see it towards the end of this video. Yeah, here I'm just cutting those sides. I do end up using them, even though I pull them off the platform. I'll use them and Craig jig them into the middle of my bottom. I'll call it a bottom plate, and that's what I attach the rails to. And again, the rails are not perfect. I've had them for years. I bought them for a project in 2 houses ago that I just never ended up doing, and so they are, I think, 13 inches, and I really needed an 18 inch, or maybe even a 20-inch drawer slide. So something I didn't know about them when I bought them is that they're actually push to open. I'm not sure I ever knew that those were. So here's those sides I was talking about that I'm going to end up pulling off, and I'll utilize that to put my drawer slide on. I think I said rail earlier, sorry, I meant drawer slide. Yeah, just going to let this run a little bit for you. It's a super simple one. Again, I was running into some other issues with the camera, so I feel like the camera might be struggling or on its way out. I was getting some warning stuff. It kept turning off randomly, even though it's disabled for the automatic shut off. I guess I'll take some time and try and figure it out, but I will say I'm loving the Milwaukee track saw. I end up, I've cut some stuff up. When you put it on dust collection, it's really nice. You don't get a lot of dust in the air or anything. Here I was too lazy to do it. Here in this spot, I decided I wasn't going to use those side pieces I had already cut, but rather just to add a center brace as well. I was just going to put in a piece of 2x4, so I'll cut that 2x4 and get it in here just with some Craig jigs, make sure it fits nice. That's kind of where I just realized, I was like, why am I putting these side pieces on when I have to add the drawer slides, and then I have to add something for the drawer slides to attach to on the exterior. So I was really going to lose more like, maybe 2.5 inches, close to 3, and I was just like, that's crazy. So I put the 2x4 in here. There's not going to be any additional blocking or building around these, but I am going to again do something on the left, either additional that one will actually be drawers or something like that, or I'm going to build in that router table. You guys vote on it if anybody feels like saying if I should or shouldn't. So that's me getting this 2x4 in, and this is where the footage is going to kick over to tonight when I got out there to record it. And again, the sides are attached, and then we got the drawer slides attached to that 2x4 on that left side. And yeah, they're pushed to open. I don't know why I have those, but I'm probably going to build something to the left there as well, and to the right from this side. Something there for storage instead of just being dead space. Maybe large storage or something. I don't know. But that is really it. Simple. Only took a couple hours. Family came home that day, so I called it quits once I put all these in and just hung out with the kids. This is it. Any comments, suggestions, something you want to see, questions, put it in the comments, and I'll see you when I see you.